Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything Save Money. Today we are going to be showing you how to replace the carburetor on this Stihl FS38 string trimmer, weed whacker, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to be going over the steps to take to replace out the carburetor. So if your carburetor isn't running right, or you notice that your machine is heavily bogging down and it's just not performing the way that it used to. One of the main things that it probably is the carburetor is either dirty and needs to be cleaned, or it just needs to be fully replaced. Sometimes there's some things in them that could go bad. So we're going to be showing you how to replace the carburetor. Yeah, we'll show you all the tools that you need, and we will also show you this carburetor kit. So this is made by a company called HIPA, and this is for the FS38 model. So we'll just go through in detail all the things that you get with it. So you can see here, you get the new carburetor, you get a new spark plug, and I'll probably make a separate video on like kind of a basic tune-up where you would change the spark plug and the air filter in this. So I'll probably make a separate video showing how to replace those things. Then you get new fuel lines, and then the gaskets for the carburetor, your fuel filter, a new priming bulb if you need one, but it does come with one already on it, but they give you an extra one, which is pretty nice, and then your air filter. So like I said, I'll be putting links on everything you see here, including this oil or this carburetor little tune-up package. Those are affiliate links, and I do earn a small commission. That money goes straight back towards the channel to creating more videos for you guys. So be sure to check those links out. And then I'll also be putting links on where you could get the tools, just so you could kind of do a one-stop shop. So for this, you're just going to need a ratchet with an 8 millimeter socket. You're just going to need a smaller screwdriver, flathead, to pry off the fuel lines. A little tiny screwdriver really helps for that. And then I always just have a longer flathead. And then the last thing you're going to need is just an oil catch pan, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to drain the fuel out of this before we start. And I mean, there's already no fuel in this. I ran this dry, but I'll just show you, you would just put the fuel pan underneath it, open up your fuel cap, and then just dump it out into, your catch basin. And then you could even work on it, while it's in this basin, because when you remove the carburetor, if there's fuel in it, you're going to be leaking fuel, wherever you're working. So you could just work with it right in this. And then I will also be putting a link on where you could pick up this fuel mixture. It's already pre-mixed, 50-to-1 for these Stihl 2-cycle engines. So this is called True Fuel, 50-to-1. And like I said, all the links you see, they're all affiliate links. I do earn a commission, and that money helps, grow the channel. It helps, create more content and stuff like that. So that's my little disclaimer so you guys know. So we'll get right into this repair. So the first thing we are going to do is remove this air filter housing cover. So to do that, all you're going to do is push in right here on the cover, and then just pull it straight out. So just push in and pull out, and then you can see how it's attached. There's just little clips right here that just go into these right here. I'll kind of zoom in on that so you can see. So when you go to put it back together, you're not confused. You just put these back into there, and then it just closes, clicks into place. Okay, so you can see how that goes. Just goes straight in. Okay, and then when we have that done, that exposes, let's see if I can lower this a little bit. That exposes our actual air filter. So we could go ahead and take that out and just kind of note the orientation. There's a little hole in it right here to allow air in. Okay, and then what that's going to do is expose our two 8 millimeter nuts that we need to remove. And I will tell you, these are kind of difficult, kind of tricky to remove with a standard socket. I mean, it will work, but you just kind of have to fit it in there perfectly because the little plastic in the housing kind of interferes with trying to get the ratchet in there. So we'll just go ahead and loosen these. You almost have to like push in a little bit as you're loosening them. Okay, so there's our first one. And you can see I just kind of took the socket off after it was really loose and just kind of did it quicker by hand. So now we'll get the second one. Okay, so here's the second one. And you can see now our air filter housing is loosened up. So we could just pull that right out. And this is a good time to clean, clean this machine up, clean out all the gunk. Okay, so now we have our bolts removed, and you can see here, sometimes the gasket comes off with it, and it'll come off and just be on the back end of the housing. Other times it just stays on the carburetor. So here's our gasket that we could take off. And then you can see now we're pretty loose here. So we could go ahead, and the next easiest thing to do is to remove these fuel lines. And what I like to do when I remove them, or before I remove them, I should say, is I like to just take a Sharpie or any marker really and just kind of mark which one goes here. So I'll just kind of mark one black and just kind of put some black marks on it, or whatever, whatever you have. So I know that the one with the black mark on it goes to the top of the carburetor right here. And then that just avoids any confusion later on. If you're not used to doing this, or you're not familiar with how carburetors work, that's going to avoid you switching them and putting one on the other. Okay, so now all we're going to do is take our small flathead, and we're just going to kind of get in here and just pry it down a little bit and just kind of break that seal so you could actually pull it off. And you can see there, that came right off. And then we'll do this other one right in there. So you can see it right here. So we'll do the same thing. Just kind of pry it down, and then you could go ahead and remove it. And I actually really like these fuel lines that Stihl makes. And the ones that you get in the HIPA package are actually identical to this, so pretty good. Okay, so now here you can see this little U-shaped piece is our throttle linkage. So we're just going to go ahead and pull our carburetor out, and this throttle linkage is going to want to come out with it, but the cable is still hooked up. So we'll show you what that looks like. So let's see how I could show it on camera the best way. So you can see here, there's our linkage, and all we're going to do is pull our trigger, or we could just manually lift this up and then just go ahead and let's see if the camera's picking that up. So you could just manually lift up this piece right here, this metal piece that it's hooked into, and then take the cable and it'll just pull right out. And you can see what that looks like, and then we'll show you how it goes. So now we could go ahead and remove our carburetor. That'll come right out now. Okay. And then here's how the linkage goes in. So it kind of just goes in like that, and then just sits up, and that's what prevents it from kind of slipping out once you put it back in. So again, goes in like that. And all I did earlier when I took it out was I just kind of lifted this up just to give it some room. I kind of just picked it up and then pulled it straight out. Okay. And then this linkage, you can see this little peg here. That piece goes into a hole right here. So when you go to put it back in, that goes in, that little peg goes into that hole like that. Okay, and then you can see we have our other gasket here. So we could go ahead and remove this gasket, get these fuel lines out of the way. Okay, so there's our other gasket. We could set that off to the side because we're going to be putting new ones on. Okay, and now we're going to take our new carburetor, and there's the orientation it's going to go on. So all we're going to do is take our new gasket, put it into the bolts first. Okay. And you can see there's two different gaskets that come with it, two different shapes. And this one is going to go onto the front side of the carburetor. All right. So now we can go ahead and put our carburetor in to the bolts. And just kind of move these fuel lines out of the way. Carburetor slides right back, and then we could go ahead and put our linkage back into place. Like so. Okay. And now all we're going to do is hook our throttle cable back up. And so you just kind of want to take the cable and just kind of maneuver it up like that, and then grab, put it into that hole. So you can see what that looks like. So there's the cable right here, going right in. Okay. And now what I like to do is just kind of, before you tighten everything down, just kind of push everything into place, get everything kind of set, and then just pull your trigger and just make sure that the throttle cable is moving freely. There's no issues there. And then we could go ahead and hook our lines back up. So we know that this one goes on top. This has all of our black marks on it. So we're going to put this one on top. And then we'll slide around. And we're going to put this bottom one back on. Okay, so there's what that looks like. And then we'll go ahead and put our new gasket back on here. Okay, so we have that on now. And then we're going to put our air intake box back on. And that just goes over these bolts. Like so. Okay, so that's how it looks. And then we're just going to start our bolts in. Let's see if we could lower this. Okay. And what I like to do is just take the socket out and just kind of put your bolt or your nut right in, and then just kind of start it while it's in like that. It just makes it a little bit easier. And you want to kind of tighten these nuts down evenly so that you don't pinch the air box one way or the other. Almost like when you're tightening the lug nuts on your car. You don't want to tighten one end too much or it pinches the rim one way. Okay. And then we could actually go ahead and tighten them down the rest of the way. Okay, so we have our bolts tight. And now you could go ahead and, if the fuel line is damaged, you know, they do give you this fuel line. So, I mean, I should have went over that earlier, but all you would do is when all of this is apart, you'll see in the tank, you'll see on the top of the tank here, this piece right here is sitting down into it. So all you would do is just say that's your tank right there and it's sitting like that. All you would do is just take your little screwdriver and just pry this grommet out. And then this piece right here that comes out is what your fuel filter is going to be attached to. So you would just put that together like that, drop it in the tank, and just kind of force this grommet down so that it's sitting flush on the tank. So I should have went over that earlier, but regardless, that's how you do it. Okay, and then we're just going to put our new air filter back in, and then we're going to put our cover back in place like I showed you, just like that. Okay, so then all you have to do is add your fuel mixture, which I like to use this True Fuel. This is the 50-to-1 for the Stihl, and it tells you right on the can what it's made for. So you can see here, Stihl, Husqvarna, Echo, and all the other companies. So I highly recommend this fuel. And like I said, I'll put links on where you can pick up everything you see in this video. Those are affiliate links, and I do earn a commission. I have to say that. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up this video on how to replace the carburetor on this Stihl FS38 weed whacker. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to leave them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, be sure to like this video if it helped you out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I have a bunch of other tool DIY videos, and be sure to check out HIPA's website. They make a bunch of different small engine parts, carburetors for a whole bunch of different small engines. So be sure to check out their website. I'll put a link to their website as well. And yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.